morning, everyone. So today we are on our way to go visit a local Cars and Coffee. It's a different one from ours or my buddy Ankush's. We're just gonna go out there, hang out, see what's out there. But the reason why I'm making this video is I want to make a little quick comparison of between the Mach 1, the base model GT500, and the carbon fiber track package. So stay tuned, and we'll talk about every vehicle. like the rain has been following us every one of these shows. But anyhow, so I wanted to kind of share and make a video of, you know, a lot of people want to know, you know, when you invest your hard-earned money on a Mustang, or in a Mustang, or any type of vehicle, you want to kind of know ahead of time what it is to own that vehicle. Maintenance, you know, are you gonna like it? Are you gonna hate it? Is it worth the money? You know, are you gonna have second thoughts, buyer's remorse, all that stuff? So, coming from me, as you guys know, I have owned this 2019 Performance Pack 1 GT. I've also owned a 2012 GT500. I've owned the 2020 GT500 base model, 1,000 horsepower. Also, then we had a 2014 GT500. And then we went up and we got a Mach 1 handling package. And then now we have the 2021 carbon fiber track package. So I'm just going to compare more or less the GT, the 19 GT, with the Mach 1, with the 2020 base model, with the carbon fiber track pack. The GT500s, the other GT500s are kind of on their, you know, own pedestal. So, and excuse me if I'm not looking directly to the camera. It's raining. Cup 2 tires. You guys know that sometimes that's not the best combination. So I'm gonna just make sure that we don't end up sideways somewhere. But so Performance Pack GT manual 2019. We didn't do anything but a resonator delete to that car. No exhaust. You know, when Ford announced, so just to give you a little bit of feedback and story behind that, when Ford announced that the 2020 GT500 was going to be automatic only, I was very disappointed. I was a manual guy, you know, typical manual guy. I want to shift my own gears. I want to make my own, you know, my own shift points, all that good stuff, right? Well, that was me. So I actually, when they announced it, I was very disappointed. So I ended up, you know, the very next day after the announcement, I went and bought a 2019 Performance Pack 1 manual. You know, yeah, I love the car, great car. I only drove it for about 1,800 miles. I kind of kept it as a garage queen. And then I went to the auto show, the Orlando International Auto Show, which a lot of people know that auto show is very big. So, and I ran into this car, as you can see here on this picture. Once I saw the GT500 in person, I said to myself, all right, you have to get that car. It was just so beautiful, so gorgeous. The car just looked phenomenal. I mean, pictures didn't do this car justice. So they ended up making a decision that I was going to buy the car. So I put my 2019 up for sale. I drove the car. I did not drive it hard. You know, it wasn't even hardly even broken. So it was great. I mean, it handled pretty well. I would say a tad bit better than a regular GT. Suspension was good, you know, nice, tight. You put it in sport mode. So the car was very nice. So I only drove it, like I said, about 1,800 miles. So I cannot speak, you know, like a, you know, bolt, just putting it through heck, you know, driving it around hard. I didn't put that car upgraded to the 2020 GT500, that car was just night and day difference. This car is, of all the Mustangs I've had, is the one I put more miles on. I think it was 10,000 or 12,000 miles when I got rid of it. And this car, you know, I bought it. I had no intentions to make it faster than what it is from factory. But I ended up, you know, deciding that I was going to, you know, do the typical modifications to get it to 1,000 horsepower. I did ported blower, injectors, tune, Palm Beach dyno tune. Andrew Mustang Lifestyle helped me throughout the process. The car handled very well, it did amazing. However, I did get in trouble a couple times, being that I left it in track mode, and you know, track mode, E85 and whatnot. I hit it, I forgot I had it in track mode, and there was a couple of times that, you know, I went sideways, and it was very dangerous and actually very scary because you know, thankfully I've never, you know, when I was younger I did lose control of one car, but I've been fortunate where I haven't never lost control of a car. But I respected the car. I was very terrified of it. You know, when Andrew first modified it, I was scared to hit it. But at the end of the day, I did it for a reason, so I have fun with it. So the car, my opinion, was, you know, 150, 160 mile an hour. It felt safe, did well, good response, dual clutch. But I would say that unless you're drag racing all the time, if you want to go on like in a rally or around, you know, turns, I would advise against modifying the car all the way, because then you have too much horsepower, more horsepower than what you need. So again, car handled very well. With the Mach 1, when we got the Mach 1, we took a trip all the way to Chicago. It's quite an interesting trip, and the car was great. I mean, beautiful car, amazing handling. For some reason, when I would put that car in track mode, you could feel the suspension just change right away. And it's something that I have not felt on these 500s. So you just feel like the car, I don't know what adjusted. I'm not super technical with that part, but it just, you could tell as soon as you hit track mode, the car would, it just, you could feel the actual adjustment, which is, again, you Mach 1 owners could probably attest to what I'm saying, because it does. Now, I took the car on a rally, took it around, drove it around. I drove it for a little over 3,000 miles, I think is what it was. And the turns, great, no problem. Handled amazingly, just what the car's intended for. But I will tell you that the highest speed I took that car was 143 mile an hour, I believe is what it was. And quite frankly, the front end got a little floaty on me a couple times. And I just did not feel safe in the car at that speed, at least not on the street. So I love the car, did great on the turns, you know, all that stuff, all that good stuff. But in the straightaways, and me, you know, taking a rally to Mexico and just those high speeds, it just, I didn't feel like I had full 100% control of the car like I did with the 2020 GT500. Now, is that because maybe I was a little spoiled that, you know, the 500 is considered easy mode when you go that fast? I mean, they are built for that. So it could be, but quite frankly, not to take anything away of the Mach 1, I personally, on high-end straight line speed, I did not like it. I did not, and that was the reason for it. And just, you know, it was a naturally aspired car. It didn't have the get up and go, but I could live without that. I could live without that. But just, it was just a little scary, to be honest with you. And had cup twos, you know, good temp, good. It was nice weather outside, so it wasn't raining, it wasn't cold, because you know those tires are not very good in the cold weather. So again, that's what made me make the decision to get another GT500 and get my carbon fiber track package. Now, as many of you guys know, in my previous videos, I had a Carrera Blue on order. Somehow the dealer, you know, they lost allocation, whatever story I got, doesn't matter at this point, and I was able to find this black one. Now, I will tell you that this is perhaps the best Mustang I've ever driven. It's the Mustang that you know, it's not modified with except Borla exhaust and JOT intake and a catch can. But I have never owned a Mustang, and I've had Terminators, I've had, you know, all kinds of Mustangs, and this is perhaps the best Mustang by far that I've ever owned. I've taken it on rallies, and I've kept up with the 720s, I've kept up with the R8s, Lambos, you know, all those cars, and without a problem. And the car's been amazing. It handles great. The suspension's phenomenal. It's fast. I mean, it's super fast. It's faster than what I need. Am I going to modify it? Yes. The answer is yes. I put a Whipple. You know, I was kind of hoping Pro Charger had something out. You know, see maybe what that route, just to kind of compare. Or I might just port the blower. You know, my silver one had the ported blower. I strongly believe that, you know, the Whipple is the best way to go. But again, I've been kind of waiting on the sidelines, just kind of waiting for everybody else to kind of check out the bugs and find out the bugs, see what's going on with those cars. Now, Andrew, the Mustang Lifestyle, he said, just put a couple of twins on there. Well, as many of you guys know, the twins are retrofit from a GT Mustang. So I'm not sure that they are far enough into the testing with those blowers, with those turbos, that I am comfortable with putting them on my car. Because, yeah, you can avoid the warranty, all that stuff, people know. You know, once you modify the cars, that's it. But I think the Whipple is probably the best way to go. It's only, what, $7,500 I think for a Whipple kit. And you see 1,000 horsepower. And that's always my goal, 1,000 horsepower. So in comparison, if I rate them from lowest to highest, obviously the 2019 Performance Pack 1 is rated number 4. It's a GT, nice suspension, Brembos, all that stuff. But the Mach 1 was above and beyond better than that. So definitely for all around. And now I'm not just saying straight line speed, I'm talking about all around. You know, if you want to take some curves, some turns, and straight line speed, that's what I'm more or less rating on this. GT comes in at number 4. So number 3 would be, and only because of the high-end straight line floating of the front end, would be the Mach 1. The Mach 1, number 3. Absolutely, number 3. And the suspension handled well, looks amazing, beautiful car with the new headlights. Now, I honestly believe that the GT500 should have had those headlights. A lot of people don't agree with me, but I think they should have, but they didn't. But that's we're not rating on looks. We're rating just on how they handled, you know, how much did I like it. So number 2 obviously would be the silver GT500. It's the base model. That car was great, handled very well. It straight line speed, never lost. Somebody's taking a video of us here. Never lost control. I mean, never truly lost control. Got scary, got sideways on us. But, you know, it's still very fast car, very beautiful car, handled very well. And you're gonna be happy. You're gonna love the car. There's nothing you're not going to like about the car. That's just my opinion. You know, there's nothing you're gonna not like about the car. So obviously number one is my carbon fiber track package. This car is amazing. It's just a step above the silver one. Handles better, looks better in my opinion with the carbon fiber wheels. The wing grew on me. I hated the wing. I thought, you know, my camera guy here used to give me crap because I said it looked like Fast and Furious, you know, aftermarket. You know, no offense to anybody. It was just my opinion. I just didn't like the wing. But now it grew on me, and now I love it. I think it looks amazing. I think it's great. The car, I mean, looks phenomenal. I mean, I go to cars and coffees or shows, and people just stop and ask, look at it, you know, ask about the car and all that good stuff. But it's again, it's phenomenal. That's number one. Now, if you have the ability to buy a carbon fiber track package versus a base model, I would say, depending where you live, number one, you don't want to live in an area where there's a bunch of potholes and a bunch of bad roads. You know, you live out on gravel roads, whatnot. You definitely don't want to own a carbon fiber track package if you live there, because the wheels, you don't want to damage your wheels, of course. And rocks do bounce off these wheels, and they will make little indentions in it. Yeah, that's you know where every pothole's at because of the wheels. But if you live in, like I do, I live in Florida, Central Florida, and the roads are okay, not nice, super nice, but okay, well enough to where I can own the carbon fiber track package and not worry about damaging my wheels. So if you live in an area where roads are, get the carbon fiber track package. I mean, it's above and beyond better, to me, in my opinion. Actually, slightly better than the base model, but the wheels just look a lot better. The wing looks better, and it's just to me, it's like the top. You can't. I mean, it's the most sought after, best Mustang you can possibly ever own. So we have a little slingshot here trying to race us, but we're not gonna race. It's a little wet outside. So anyway, but that's my advice. If obviously it comes to, you know, what you can afford, but if you can afford any of the cars that I mentioned, get the carbon fiber track package. I'll tell you, I've owned all four of them, and I will tell you that you cannot go wrong with this car. It's just, when you go to car shows, it has the wow factor. It has the wow factor. People always look, as you guys could see on this video, people record it. You know, it's definitely has the wow factor. And if you can't afford the carbon fiber track package, you know, at this point, get the base model. And then once you can, you know, jump up to the carbon fiber track package. If you can't, you know, at this point in your life, you know, have the funds to afford a base model, then buy you a Mach 1. You know, the Mach 1 is considered to be between the 350 and the base model 500. I've never drove a 350, so I cannot give my advice based on which one's better, because I've never drove a 350 or a 350R. So I couldn't give you, I can give you my opinion if I haven't drove either one of those cars. But you know, you would be super happy with the Mach 1. Now you could probably make some adjustments, aftermarket suspension or something, to avoid all that stuff that basically scared me. But you know, do that, and you have a beautiful car that you're gonna love. I mean, and don't get me wrong, that Mach 1 had the wow factor. A lot of people love that car, and you know, again, it's a specialty car. It's not, I mean, it's not a 500 on the level of the 500, but it's still a very nice car. So, and if you're just entry-level Mustang, then Performance Pack 1 or a regular GT, I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of those. I mean, these cars are all very special cars, and you can always modify it. You can always, you know, do things to it to where it makes it unique for your likings. So again, a lot of people ask me, you know, which one's better, which one do I like the best, and decided to make this video to kind of explain an in-depth of the differences. Now, I could get in here and I could get technical, I could get, you know, more technical, but at the end of the day, you know, you guys, I'm not going to bore you with a hour-long video. I'm not going to bore you with an hour-long video on, you know, every single technical stuff that you guys probably already know about. So, I mean, you can read a lot of this stuff on the internet, but, you know, just a quick video. I don't know if it's quick, but a video on, you know, the differences, what I like, which one would I prefer, in what order, you know, all that stuff. So if you have any questions, you know, comment below. If you have further in-depth questions, you know, my Instagram, you guys know it, at Iconic Shelby. I'm very responsive there. If you want a direct message and a quick response, I'd be happy to help you out. You know, if you're kind of in the ropes and are thinking about getting either one of the cars, any questions you might have, just let me know, and I will gladly answer them for you. You know, and tell you what, I'll even tell you what I paid for the cars, if that's what, you know, because a lot of these prices, you know, over sticker and all the stuff that we're facing, you know, it's some people are like, well, what should I pay for the car? What's good? What's not? Just message me and I'll tell you what I paid. And I did some research, and I'm a shopper. So if I paid a certain amount for this car, it's probably, I don't know if that's going to be the same amount you paid, but are you willing to pay? But I'll tell you that it's where I felt comfortable, and I am, like I said, I'm a negotiator, I am a shopper, and I did a lot of research, and there was a certain point that I had to pay over sticker, but it was not going to be any cheaper anywhere else. So anyhow, so again, you have questions or anything, give me a holler on Instagram or comment down below, and I will gladly help you out. So until next time, see you guys later.